November Internationals Team of the Week for the first week of Internationals, folks. Kind of a tough week to pick because on one end, you've got like a 10-pointer in Chicago arm wrestle between number 2 and 3 in the world. And then you got at the other end, Scotland beating the USA with both sides missing quite a few players, which is 85 points to nil. If you just pick them on stats, you're picking a lot of Scottish players and a lot of Springboks because they hammered their respective opponents. But in the games which were a little bit more arm wrestly, the English against Australia and the All Blacks against Ireland, some guys still need to be highlighted from there. So we'll go through 15 guys, plus a ton of honourable mentions, because I've missed out. You can't not miss out a bunch of key performers this week, and yeah, you guys can let us know your thoughts. I've kind of tried to pick them in the order that I selected them. Some I've kind of got as like non-negotiable, and some are, I'd be willing to hear an argument about why you could pick a different guy. One of my non-negotiable guys, I have gone with Sasha Fineberg Ngomazulu. For South Africa against Japan, still continues to have an outstanding year. Does Sasha 2 tries from Sasha in this one. He has scored more in the past, but 2 tries is not a bad effort from him. And he tops the week for defenders beaten with 8. Now, this is one of those ones where you get the debate about, well, 8 defenders beaten against Japan. It's like if you had like against the USA or something. Does that count as more than like 4 defenders beaten against Ireland or against the All Blacks or something like that? There's probably an equation you can use to work it out. But 8 defenders beaten against Japan's pretty good. And he's got a couple of line breaks for a number 10 to be getting 77 meters. Is also cracking. The guy's attacking skills and his confidence to back himself are just so fun to watch. 11 passes and 11 kicks with 15 carries. It's another thing I love about his game. Some 10s or other positions as well, you can see, tend to do one thing, like they prefer to truck it up, or they prefer to just kick, or they prefer to just pass. He's genuinely got a pretty nice triple threat balance of kick, pass, run. And defensively, 6 from 7 tackles. So, dude's doing a bit of everything. He does concede a couple of penalties and have a turnover conceded, so by no means a perfect outing. But Sasha is pretty good. And another one, I don't know, is this non-negotiable? He's pretty flippin' firm place. There's a bunch of good loosies this week, but I ended up going Fraser McReight because, it's a losing effort. I'm pretty rare that I put a second player up as a losing player, but 5 turnovers won in one game is nuts. Nuts. I think the Aussies get flogged if not for Fraser McReight. He's also their top tackler with 12 from 13. So, you can pick guys who get a hat trick of tries. They could run in 3 tries pretty easily, and you're like, oh yeah, team of the week, sure thing. It's less, obvious to do it for a guy that gets 5 turnovers won and is your team's top tackler, but that's equally as good, as important, as phenomenal. Dude's a freak. Australia get beaten by more without Fraser McReight. He's also got 11 carries for 21 meters. He's got a line break. He's got 7 passes. He's getting hands on the ball as well as getting over the ball. He only concedes the 1 penalty for a guy that wins 5 turnovers is pretty good. You thought Malcolm Marx and Jasper Wiese, if you watch the Springbok game, had a pretty good turnover effort. They both got 2. This dude alone has 5. Crazy. Crazy stuff from Fraser McReight. He is just one of the best loose forwards in the world. And then speaking of loose forwards, this guy for Scotland had a heck of a debut. Liam McConnell. Goodness me. Again, it's against the USA, who's a team which was largely MLR players. So keep that into a bit of context. But for a debut, it's pretty impressive. Did you see his try assist? Not only did he get himself into huge space, draw tackles, but then has a one-handed, over-the-top offload pass to Duhan. It's the confidence of a guy in front of a massive crowd at Murrayfield on his test debut very early on in the game to do that kind of thing. That speaks really well. He's the team's top run meter eater with 139. More than Duhan, more than Darcy Graham, more than Kyle Rowe, more than all these flashy outside backs. More than Jamie Dobie, who was phenomenal for Scotland. That's crazy. 4 defenders beaten, 4 line breaks, 8 carries for 139 meters. Nuts. 5 from 6 tackles. They weren't called upon to do as much defending. Admittedly, the Scots in their 85-0 win. He wins a turnover, though. Does concede a penalty, but I mean, 16 passes. Yeah, really, really impressive debut. Scotland, you've got another good loose forward here in this guy, but you really need some more props, but you've got another very good loose forward. You guys are stacked with loose forwards. Now, another one from one of the games I haven't mentioned yet. Fabian Holland for the All Blacks. Man of the match. Geez, this guy's having a very good 2025. He wasn't even in the All Blacks last year, and he's had a very, very impressive 2025. Guy is just ultimately a big lump of a man, 2 meters plus, and massive work rate. Massive work rate. He's 8 from 9 tackles. Not our top tackler this week. I think Artie had more tackles than him, but like that one-handed tackle, desperation. Like that's just the work rate because it's a kick through from the All Blacks. Crowley grabs it for Ireland. He's got a moment to think about what to do. Fabian Holland is just charging. The big lumbering lock is charging. He's the first man on the spot. He tackles him, just keeps one hand on him. Doesn't let him go, holds on for grim death. And then because he's unable to get away, Crowley, he's unable to get the kick away. You know, the All Blacks are able to fully tackle him and get Quinn Tupaia over the ball, get a turnover, get down Ireland's end, get points. It comes from these guys just chasing hard kicks late in the game, you know, an hour into the game kind of thing. Massive ticker from this guy. 9 carries, also really busy. Beats a defender. He's our top line-out guy with 5, although our line-out was a little bit shaky, to be fair. And he does concede a penalty. He does have a turnover conceded, but man of the match. Yeah, tackles, carries, 7 passes as well, so he gets his hand on the ball. Really, really good from him. And then another forward. Goodness me, I'm stacking us out with the forwards. Ben Earl. Ben Earl from the English win over Australia. Did he get man of the match? I don't remember. But he was bloody good. That try he's got absolute wheels for a loose forward. He goes for it. A great support line from Ben Earl. It's like a kick over the top, tap, Underhill, Roebuck to Underhill, and then Underhill to Earl. Earl's got more gas than Underhill, so yeah, give it to the guy who's quicker and in a bit of space. 12 carries for 73 metres. A fair few of them were in his try, but great from Ben Earl. Beats 4 defenders as well, so again, what's worth more? 4 defenders beaten against Australia or 8 defenders beaten against Japan? You can kind of make your own mind up there. Has a line break, which will be the try, where he got himself into that space. 3 passes, but 7 from 8 tackles. Just concedes the 1 penalty, but a couple of turnovers conceded. But yeah, Ben Earl continues to impress. I know there was a lot of talk about, you know, shouldn't he be at number 8? Shouldn't they play Willis, even though he's off to France and whatnot? But Ben Earl still looked pretty good at number 8. Back to Scotland, and I got a back in Jamie Dobie. I don't think this pick is by any means like locked in, because there were some other good 9s this week for sure, and I will get to them. But Jamie Dobie, if you haven't seen it, because it's probably the lowest like draw card game of the week, a Scotland team without Finn Russell and Kinghorn and whatnot up against the US team without any of their European players as well, getting beaten 85-0. But Jamie Dobie starts at 9, scores 2 tries, some great number 9 support lines, then shifts out to the wing, as he does in a lot of games. He's got a try assist, and he's got a try on the wing as well. Like, a dude's got some wheels, his versatility at 9, and his kicking game as well. Like, it's not just that he's a quick 9, but he's got a good distribution, good kicking game. A quick kicking game. 10 carries, 124 metres, 2 defenders beaten, 2 line breaks. Great attacking numbers, 6 from 6 tackles and a turnover 1. For a 9, it's pretty cracking defensive numbers, or a wing. 16 kicks, 45 passes. Yeah, Jamie Dobie was pretty bloody good for Scotland, but as I said, there were some other 9s who had probably tougher opposition who also had good games. Another guy from the New Zealand-Ireland game, I'm going to go with Leicester Fainga'anuku, who comes off the bench early, and I just feel like he gets us some punch, because the Irish defence for a while, I mean, we scored some tries in the last 20 of that game, but in the first half, when the Irish defence was looking harder to penetrate, this guy actually got one of those few moments of penetration. Like 8 carries, 49 metres. The way Ireland were defending is actually pretty bloody good numbers. Like anytime you're getting over 4 metres a carry is great. And he's 8 for almost 50 metres, so he's getting well over there. A couple of defenders beaten, including that half break which leads to Will Jordan getting to space, which leads to Arendse getting a try. It starts with Leicester with the wee half break and pass to Will Jordan. So credit to him. 9 passes, also getting his hands on the ball a fair bit. Only the 2 from 2 tackles, but he makes 100% of them. He's got 1 turnover conceded, but yeah. Jordie Barrett being injured. Maybe we get to see a bit of Quinn Tupaia and Leicester Fainga'anuku midfield. Kind of have to wait and see. Another one from that South African game. I've gone with Kurtley Arendse on the left wing. Couple tries from him. Continues his try scoring run. And it's weird because I keep these templates for these images with Kurtley, and his numbers are very similar to the last time I picked him in a team a week. 11 carries, 106 meters. I think the last time it was like 105 or 107 or something. The dude cracking 100 meters is pretty commonplace. He is such a lightning quick guy. 3 line breaks, 5 defenders beating, one of the top guys of the week. And then defensively again for a winger, 4 from 5 tackles, a couple of dominant ones. He's got a turnover one. He links up with his other teammates so well. Him and Cheslin Colby seem to have a bit of a telepathic thing going on, that they know each other's moves before they do them. 4 passes, an assist, a kick. Yeah, Kurtley, he is a real weapon. Between Kurtley, Cheslin, you got Edwin van der Merwe. You guys have got some flipping good wings that wear scrum caps in South Africa. Now, another one of the losing players to get on the board, I'm going to chuck Stuart McCloskey on the board. I felt like for Ireland, similar to what Fainga'anuku did for New Zealand, McCloskey was one of the guys getting a bit of penetration on the carry for Ireland as well. He's such a big unit of a guy. Finally given a chance, and like 12 carries for 47 meters. He is Ireland's top ball carrier in terms of meterage. Like, there's a few times when Ireland's attack looked to be lacking a little bit of penetration, or they would like kick the bloody thing before they would give a chance to kind of land that killer blow. But yeah, McCloskey getting over the gain line, cracking stuff. He's got a carry right before the Furlong try. I think it's his carry one phase before. So he, draws in defenders to allow the space for Gibson Park to rip it over to Furlong. So cracking from him. 6 passes, 6 from 7 tackles. Thought he was really good. Got to get some front rowers on the board. I'm not showing much prop love here, but a hooker, Malcolm Marx, continues to be one of the biggest jackal threats in the game. Again, he's overshadowed by Fraser McReight's 5, but a couple of turnovers credited with Marx. Him and Visa worked pretty well together. I guess the stats people had a job of adjudicating who's awarded the turnover, but Marx gets 2. And the South African lineout was one of the better lineouts this week. I think they were at 90%. Like, a lot of the lineouts, the All Blacks lineout was not great. The Irish lineout was not great. There were a few pretty average lineout performances in this one, but the South African one was not one of them. 5 from 5 tackles, defensively solid. 5 carries, 3 meters is nothing too much to write home about, but just the 1 penalty conceded. Pretty good from him. And I've got to get into the hat-trick man on the board. Darcy Graham. Like, he gets a hat-trick. A couple of them are just run-ins. He just pass it wide. They got the width over the Americans, but to get 3 tries, him and Duhan are competing for that try-scoring record in Scotland, but it's pretty good. He also sets one up as well. Him and JB Dobie also have a pretty good telepathic thing going on between them as well. 106 meters, 10 carries, 5 line breaks, 4 defenders beaten, 8 passes, makes his 1 tackle. Yeah, Darcy is one of my favourite wee wingers in the game. Tight head, I went with Tadhg Furlong. He got that try for Ireland, the only try of the game. And just scrummaged really well. I mean, they were not... I feel like the New Zealanders did start to get over the Irish scrum, especially towards the end of the game, but Tadhg didn't concede any penalties, and he got their only try. He made all of his tackles with 6, got 3 carries, including a meter, which got him a try with the defender beaten, a pass, a prop getting a try, making his tackles and not conceding penalties. That's pretty much exactly what you want. And then another prop, I went with Tamaiti Williams, so another bench man. Certainly helped put the Irish scrum under pressure late in the game and managed to burrow over from close range for a try as well. So he's another guy who ends up with 1 meter, like Tadhg Furlong, and still manages to get himself a try. And yeah, he's got 3 passes in there as well. I should have put this guy on the board much earlier. Maro was on my list to put way earlier. I've managed to miss him down here. Maro was cracking. Maro always gets stick because people don't like Maro. Maybe they just don't like England, but Maro was good. 16 from 17 tackles. That's Maro Itoje doing Maro Itoje stuff. 6 line-out wins, including the one which set up that maul where England travelled for days. Like, it was like a 20, 30 metre maul from England before they got their last try. Cracking stuff from Maro. He takes the line out. He's got a couple of carries for 14 metres, which is great in terms of your metres per carry, 4 passes. He does concede a couple of penalties, which he's got a reputation for doing, but yeah, he was very good and should have been way earlier on in the mix. Sorry about that, Maro. And then last, fullback was kind of tough. Do you go with Colby? Do you go Will Jordan? I went with this guy from England, Freddie Steward. The one area, interestingly, where he didn't look that safe is his high ball stuff. He dropped a few high balls early in the wet, which is uncharacteristic for Freddie Steward because that's what he gets picked for. But his attacking numbers are pretty bloody good. Like 9 carries for 100 metres. That's a great return. He's got 3 line breaks. That's top for England. He's got 4 defenders beaten. Like, those are just genuinely very good attacking numbers up against the team who is kind of similarly ranked. Like, he wasn't playing the US or Japan. He was playing a top-tier team. 9 passes and an offload makes both his tackles, which is also a good one for Freddie Steward because he's got like, defensively, sometimes he gets exposed, but not in this one. A couple of turnovers considered, like I said, is the one area where it was a little bit kind of uncharacteristic for him. But yeah, there you go. There's 15 guys. Honourable mentions. Goodness me, there's so many. Potter for Australia scored their only try. Held up, was it Ben Earl from getting a second try? Cracking stuff from him. Yazaki, the fullback for Japan, scored their only points as well. He made a few mistakes, but he's only a very young man and looks pretty sharp at fullback for Japan. Colby, likewise, was doing Cheslin Colby stuff when called upon to play at fullback. Kyle Rowe for Scotland. The Scottish guys were tearing it up, including Kyle Rowe. Duhan in his 50th. Caleb Clark was cracking for the ABs. Roebuck with those aerial skills for England. Cracking stuff like Roygaard for the All Blacks. You could definitely argue Roygaard over Dobie in terms of the difficulty of that game being a lot higher than Jamie Dobie's game, and Roygaard certainly looked like a difference maker for the ABs. Gibson Park was likewise controlling the game for large periods for Ireland with his kicking game. Mitchell continues to do well for England as well in that regard. Paddy Ryan for the US made a heap of tackles, so he's a guy that needs a mention. Savia and Pollock and Baird in terms of loose forwards were all absolutely cracking as well. Satiti did well from the bench. Kolisi got himself a try. Diaka in the second row for South Africa was immense. Cody Taylor, the entire South African front row, and Ox got injured, but they were able to get penalties pretty easily when they had their own feed, the South African scrum. But 15, we've got to keep it to 15. You guys let us know your thoughts. If you like the stats and the rugby chat, subscribe to the channel. There'll be more rugby stuff coming your way. I would appreciate it. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.